Lieber, Ben White, can you give us an update on those three?
Yeah, with Miles, there is nothing serious on the scan, so it will be a matter of, today have a meeting with the medical staff, we have a training session, whether it's too early or not, and with Willie, something similar as well. I think definitely be in for next week, this week, and let's see how it goes.
Right, we've got an update for you just into us on Vinicius Junior's future, and Real Madrid will hold further talks with his representatives about his future this week. Those discussions will centre on finding an agreement over a new long-term contract. Arsenal are interested in Vinicius and they are monitoring this situation closely. Sky Sports News has been told that Real Madrid's proposed deal to sign Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig has no bearing on Vinicius' situation. Manager Jose Mourinho wants to keep him and the club want him to sign new terms.
Mikel Arteta there talking live on Good Morning Transfers. Most clear and direct we have heard Mikel Arteta on Arsenal's much talked about search for a striker. Just worth reminding you, I think, exactly what he said there. If we can get the right player, we are actively looking. It is clear in this period that when they lost Saka and Jesus, ideally we need some help, but he did.
Hello everybody and welcome along to Transfer Talk.
Caveat that with, we have to do what is right for the club. I think that the key word that stands out there from the quote from Arteta was, it is clear. I mean, it's not just me, it feels like the most clear and direct we've heard Arteta talk about, yeah, we need this striker in.
Very, very direct from Mikel Arteta, and it's been glaringly obvious what Arsenal need to do in terms of reinforcements. They didn't do that business in the summer. Obviously, they brought in Raheem Sterling on loan, but he hasn't really contributed. And I think it's an overcorrection right now from Arsenal. When I look back to the transfer window last summer, when they brought in defensive reinforcements, they brought in David Raya, they brought in...
on whether or not it is a necessity. He believes it's a necessity in this window. I think in previous press conferences and when we've heard from Mikel Arteta previously, he has very much praised the squad as a whole and the squad's involvement in goals and what they could do as a squad if, as you say, Leandro Trossard, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, if they all could provide more goals, they would be okay until the man comes in the summer, that big name signing that they fundamentally need. For Arsenal, I think it depends on just how much they want out of this season and whether or not they think they are still in with a shout of the...
Arsenal's pursuit of Real Madrid superstar Vinicius Jr has taken another dramatic turn, with the Brazilian winger increasingly at the center of one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer. The Gunners have been closely monitoring Vinicius' situation at Real Madrid, with the 26-year-old entering the final year of his current contract. Arsenal's interest is genuine, and reports have suggested that the Premier League champions are prepared to make a major financial commitment to bring the Brazilian superstar to the Emirates Stadium. However, despite the growing speculation, there is currently no confirmed official announcement that Vinicius has signed a contract with Arsenal. Recent reports indicate that Real Madrid remain determined to keep their star forward and have been holding discussions with his representatives over a new long-term agreement. That has not stopped Arsenal from positioning themselves for a potential blockbuster move. Mikel Arteta is believed to be keen on adding another elite attacking option, particularly on the left wing. Vinicius would represent an extraordinary addition to Arsenal's squad, bringing explosive pace, dribbling ability, creativity, and proven goal-scoring quality. The prospect of Vinicius wearing the Arsenal shirt has understandably created enormous excitement among supporters. A move would instantly become one of the biggest transfers in the club's history and could transform Arsenal's attacking options. The situation remains fluid. Real Madrid want the Brazilian to stay, while Arsenal are reportedly monitoring developments closely and could be ready to act if the contract situation creates an opening. For now, Arsenal fans will have to wait for the most important confirmation, an official agreement between Arsenal, Real Madrid and Vinicius Jr. If that announcement eventually arrives, it could send shockwaves throughout the Premier League and European football. Junior to Arsenal is still a developing story, but the possibility of seeing one of the world's biggest stars at the Emirates is becoming impossible for Gunners supporters to ignore. #section for the Emirate Voice.